they're creating blocks of level. The enemy has edge detection, and the edge detection is taking priority. Whoa, oh my god, the guy's phase shifting. Oh no, get it! Well, it's that time of year. How's it going, everyone? So I thought I'd kick back with you guys and just do something a bit different, you know, play some games and do a bit of a mini design analysis. So today I'm going to play Dead Cells. It's been around for a little bit, it's a very popular game, but I thought I'd go in and kind of play it with fresh eyes and do a bit of a design analysis and just kind of talk about things and drink some strong German beer. Well, that's a very bad pour. But anyway, let's do this. Alright, that'll get me going. So this game is really premium. You know, like you can tell by the pixel art, it's there's a lot of pixel art side scrollers on the market, but Dead Cells does stand out, that's for sure. I mean, just the lighting and everything. So what I like to do every time I start a new game, I like to have a real good analysis and look at the player controller. Because obviously making a side scroller myself, I'm acutely interested in this. So you can see there's little variations, like so if you walk slowly, it does that. The variable jump is very narrow. That's the low end of the jump, and then that's the high end. So the band in which you kind of can, okay, so you get a double jump as well. And if you pay attention, when you land from that jump, there's no effects under the feet. Only when you double jump and land, then you get a bit of a puff. And that's pretty classy. Wow, okay, so you see that light. Oh, wow. That's cool. Look at that lighting, that cast. And there's just a lot of like atmospheric stuff. Like if you look at the foreground, you see that layer of atmospheric dust moving around. That's really nice. So fun fact, which I found out from a friend, this game was made in Haxe. H-A-X-E. I'm not sure if you're familiar with what this game engine is, but it was basically like, back in the day, it was a competitor to Flash, basically. Really interesting. I was so surprised to hear that. Okay, so we can pick a weapon. Beginner's bow. I'll go for the bow, why not? Whoa, okay. So I think the game designer knew we'd probably test out the bow, and in so doing, we'd break the door down and learn that we can destroy the door. This guy's not done. Okay, so I would like to also have a quick look at these AI, just to get an idea of how they work. Hello, can you see me? Nope. Oh, come over here. Come over here, guys. Right, so it looks like they have edge detection, which doesn't allow them to walk off the edges. And the designers obviously did that, you know, for their own reason. You know, in some games, the enemies actually walk off the edge. And you can see, oh, okay. So this is kind of like a Souls-like. So there should be a roll. Yep, okay. Wow, I love those effects. Look at that, guys. Oh my goodness. As gory as. So about time I use this melee. You know what? I'm going to use this shield because I don't want to get caught up in range at the moment. I always like a bit of melee. So if you keep spamming attack, you can see the player just keeps moving forward. Okay, so this is kind of like a... so we've got cells in the bottom right being collected. Yeah, nice sound effects. So everything you do, whether it's the chain or the impact. Oh, those bats, man. Guys, this is a really premium experience. I'll get through. Okay, I've got to roll from behind. Oh, that hurt. That took a lot of health. Roll. Yeah, that's the shield, okay. So you can change directions too. That's something I actually might bring into my game. Currently, if you press shield, you can't actually turn while shielded. And you can see it's kind of like the designers were very efficient with the animations. They only stay around as long as they need to. I'm rolling and seeing if I can cancel the animations. This is kind of how I do my research, guys. I kind of just grab games that I like and have maybe some similarities to my own game or some aspirational components like the play controller. Like this one's really fluid. It's something to really be admired. So it's worth me kind of looking at it in depth. And part of that process is kind of just paying attention to how they manage the animations. 1, 2, 3. It cycles the 3 with a third heavy hit. So we'll try out that third one. 1, 2, boom! Oh god, we've got a new enemy type. It looks like we've got a parry here. So if we tap shield, we've got a parry. Whoa! I can duck. Excellent. Oh, he's jumping back. Evasive maneuvers. Block. So I've got to pick up. So each enemy type so far has had very unique characteristics. You know, this guy's throwing these. I don't even know what to call it. Okay, so he can see through doors. So that's clever because the way this level is designed is a lot of his platforms. So they almost needed an enemy type that can attack through platforms. So let me finish this guy off. Oh, so they get stunned as well. That's cool. So if you break a door in the enemy's face, they get kind of stunned, which is really nice. Man, you think I know how to pour a beer a bit better. Fun fact, I used to actually work as a bartender for some years. So I've got a teleport. So if you're not familiar with Dead Cells, it's a roguelike with a procedural level design. So every time you play or every time the level refreshes between deaths, you get a fresh rollout of the level. Whoa, what was that? Hold on a second. Let me do that again. So if you're on a ladder and you press down and jump, boom. Okay, what does that do? Can I do that only down ladders? Oh, jeez. Oh, I can do it anywhere. I love all those particles. I'd like to get this parry happening. Boom! I did it. I did it. And it even tells me. So I got a prize for that. A blood sword. So I wonder if it detected that I parried it and is trying to reward me for my parry. I wonder. That's a hell of a drop apparently from a common type of enemy. So I'd like to get an idea of how these enemies can detect you. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I'm gonna deal with that guy. Yeah, that's so satisfying, that blood splat. Whoa, whoa. Jump. Oh man, I'm gonna die. I've got it. Body desecrated. Jeez. So this is very much how the game plays. You die, you collect a little bit, you get a little bit further each time. Classic roguelike. I think the only other roguelike that I've really played much of was Rogue Legacy. And arguably the best roguelike. So this is new. Bit of foreshadowing as to the gameplay. So they're telling you that all these flasks here will be lit up based on your progress. Yeah, like everyone's gonna have a turn of playing with these, you know what I mean? Like, can't not. I'm gonna get this bow this time. I'm just gonna go nuts with the bow this time. Yep. Oh, out of ammo. Oh, you can run out of ammo. But you gotta let it regenerate. See, on the bottom left there's like a little indicator. You can't break this guy's defense. Whoop. Can't break it. Can't break it. Look. Can't break it. Okay. So let's do a bit of a test. Is there a raycast going on? Can this enemy still see me? I'm so fascinated with you know, how different designers and programmers choose to manage their play detection, whether it's a raycast or it's kind of like a range. So how close do I need to be? So he's not aggroing. Look, he's just patrolling. Even though I'm hitting him, he's not aggroing. Until he gets into a certain range, and like that, yeah. You know, it's a very simple but effective enemy. All he does is kind of run forward with his shield bash. And you know, you don't have to overcomplicate enemies, that's the thing. Each one of these guys does one thing and it does it quite well. Okay, so I'm just kind of testing out the AI, getting an idea of how they behave. Okay, so that's him. That's his attack cycle. Just gets in range. Ooh, okay. He always wants to keep range. So if you get close enough, he won't melee attack or anything. He'll just kind of phase shift straight through you. And that's a very elegant design decision. You know, you don't have to explain it away. You know, some animators might get try to be a bit cute about it and have him like, you know, rolling all the way or trying to walk out of the way, where they've literally just kind of teleported him to an adequate position. You can do that, right, with game design. It's up to you to create the rules of the world, the physics of the world. Part of the appeal of the game is part of the fun. It's kind of really chopping up these enemies. What's that? Brutality, tactics, or survival. I'm gonna go brutality. I'll go this way first. Ooh. Okay, I'll grab that and I'll go to my rusty sword. Look at that DPS increase, that's great. Oh, so they've got new animations for every weapon. Yeah, and you can cancel out of that roll anytime you want. So you can roll, but you can kind of cancel an attack immediately. Attack cancellation is so even with the ranged bow, if I fire the bow, I can almost just cancel it immediately. Even. Like the bow just literally disappears, and you don't want to sacrifice functionality over form, just for the sake of playing a beautiful animation and not cancelling it. What is this? Rub. What is this? What does this do? It's not doing anything. Every combination of any enemy you put with another creates a whole new play experience. You know, whether you put this guy with a shield guy is a very different experience to putting two shield guys together or something like that. I'm just gonna, although I don't want to die, I kind of, jeez, oh man. Okay, those guys are pretty tough with a shield. I do like that enemy type though. I'm feeling very inspired by them. I think I'm going to have to add some kind of enemy like that in my own game. So it works, guys, you know. We see something we like and we try to find a way to adapt it. When making a game with enemies like this, a side-scroller or many different types of games, it's a very important decision as to whether you can walk through the enemies or whether enemy does touch damage. You know, some games do touch damage. I think Castlevania, Symphony of the Night, for instance, which is kind of the OG Metroidvania, anything you touched, whether it's humanoid or spikes, would do touch damage. Where in this game, you can touch them. Look, you can just kind of... But there is a bit of resistance. Watch this. If you kind of walk into them, it kind of bounces you back a little bit. And that's actually similar to what I'm doing in my own game, come to think of it. And it was a tough decision, you know, whether to do touch damage or not. Why? Why does it matter? Well, if you don't do touch damage, and depending on your level layout, you know, certain players could find a way to literally just walk past every enemy, or just like run through them when they're not attacking. So if you actually want to to force the player into combat, so they don't just kind of like jump over every enemy. That's a way to do it. In a game like this, with very narrow, very short ceilings, you can't so easily necessarily get over all the... I mean, you sort of can, but the level style kind of encourages this conflict. Right? Right, little arrow pointing at the door I've opened. That's kind of cool. I should probably finish this guy off since I'm not really coming back here. So that's clever. That's a nice design decision to actually have an arrow pointing. You know, classic game design, you know, show the player the door, then get them looking for the key. This is the order in which, you know, you want to reveal doors and have them unlock them. However, in a procedural game, I imagine that's a bit more tricky, right? Because you have to always make sure that the player's going to... You have to code that in, right? You have to code in the encounter with the door prior to the key, unless you risk breaking that convention. So you've got to pay to open this door, and what's that, like a bomb? I'm short of money. Hey, look! What on earth? You have outraged the gods. Just one little hit and you're dead. Eliminate 10 enemies, live to cause. Wow. So they've... Oh! But it let me in. So we've got a case of risk versus reward. Really good design. Oh, okay, so you can see I'm cursed. I've got a 10 above my head with a skull. And though I have health, they told me that one little hit and I'm dead. Oh, I need a drink for this. Merry Christmas, everyone. Promenade of the Condemned. So it looks like I'm leaving this area, which is probably not a bad idea. I imagine I'm looking at the map. There's still some areas I haven't explored. Oh, look, there's a big treasure chest down there. How did I not find that? Okay, I'm gonna just try to backtrack a bit. These teleporters are really effective for this, because you can literally just traverse the whole area. This game is so intuitive, guys, I've got to say. I'm playing with a joystick. Left stick is obviously to move, but the right stick lets you peek. Especially in a game like this that has this very, very vertical design. Well, I mean, it's both lateral and vertical, but it really helps. I might try to use this grenade. That's pretty cool. Oh man. I'm really risking a lot by coming down here, aren't I? If it's one hit death for me, I might teleport. Oh, what is that? It's like some streak of fire. Just... Oh, I see what's going on. It's counting down my curse. I reckon. I wonder if I can clear this curse. This game has a lot of its, a lot of secrets. Tickle. You see, perfect example. This kind of cryptic. So I'm predicting this later on. I'll get something that allows me to grow like some kind of looks like a blob. So typically, you know, roguelike, you have the ability to upgrade between levels, or you know, you have an opportunity to refresh of some capacity. The door will still live. Wow, I really ran that slow, but that's what happens when you're, you know, playing with the play controller for 5 minutes. I love that little parallax. I'm looking at the little things this doorway. You can see the chains parallaxing in the background. It's like a nice little detail. And the designers obviously placed that there specifically so that when I walk past here, I'll get a little bit of parallax to catch my eye. It's beautiful. Like, they could have just blocked that off. That could have been just a wall, but they chose to put a doorway there just to catch my eye and just give me a bit of visual flair. What is this now? Well, look who it is. I'm the collector. And I'm about the closest thing you'll find to decent company around here. Bring me cells you gather from the others. In exchange, I'll procure a few useful little items for you. Okay, cool. Wow. Okay, so this is going to be the core of the game loop. So we got 15 cells, health flask. So obviously this is unlocked for us. It's encouraging us to get this. I mean, there's nothing else we can get. All right, so okay, we need to allocate from our pool of cells. So we now have a health potion we can use. That's going to be really handy. And these are all permanent items. Permanent upgrade. Okay, so now it's unlocked the rest of the stuff. Preserves up to 500 gold when you die. Very useful. Gold reserves. Well, I want that, because I can afford it. But the rest of the stuff, it's a pretty big jump away, to be honest. It's going to take a bit of grinding. But yeah. They tease you a little bit, let you get a few upgrades just to show you how the mechanism works, how that game loop works, and then they have you kind of grinding it out a little bit. This is not uncommon. Mutation available. Right, so this will be for the next level, I imagine. So there's temporary things. There we go, combo. Let's do this. What have we got here? Health flasks filled. Okay, so, right. We've refilled our health flask. Fresh health. We're off. Brand new level. Feeling fresh. That's good. So this got a very tight game loop, you know, like that there was pretty much that whole section was more or less a tutorial in my opinion, just to demonstrate to the player the whole extent of the game loop. That there is very much what I believe to be the core game loop. Beat a level, unlock items, play again, beat a level, go further. So this is a new section. Oh, new enemy types. See, that's cool, right? Like something familiar. We have some familiar enemies. Not everything needs to be new, but we've got some new enemies littered in. Oh, another one over there. Look. Hey, these guys don't see me. Hey, that's interesting. I can't actually attack that guy. Oh, wait. Yeah. But maybe he started attacking me. So you know, in a lot of games, they let you kind of like attack enemies through the walls and stuff. And often players... Whoa, oh my god, the guy's phase shifting. Oh no! Get it! Oh my god! What is going on here? Oh jeez. I know what's going on. This guy's tough, that's what's going on. Oh, fuck. So this guy's... you can see what's going on here. Very intuitive, like you already know that these guys are being protected by that. So let's test that again. Yeah, you can't attack these guys through the floor until they make a move. I think I need to kind of focus a little bit because I almost feel like I'm not ready for this area. I'm probably just ready. Blueprints. Okay, cool. Something new. Wait a second. I can get that guy through there. That was interesting. I couldn't attack that enemy last time downwards very easily, but I could attack that guy upwards. Oh, watch this. Bang! So you see there's that that shield from that the electricity shield is intermittent and it's range. So if I get him out of the range, come over here guys. Come over here. Let me test you out. Let me test you out. Let me see. Do you have an aggro range? Let me see how clever you are. Come over here. Oh, yep. Come over here. Oh. What about up here? Can you follow me up here? Can you go up? Do you know how to jump? Yeah, you do. Okay, what if I get really out of range? Okay, so he's gone now. So if you kind of get fast enough out of his range, but where does he go? Look, he's disappeared. Ah. So then he continues patrolling wherever he's left. Let's finish this guy. Cool. It's really good to understand the enemies. And as a programmer and game developer, you start to kind of I think we have a different appreciation for the AI, and we can kind of start to see their flaws or their predictable nature through a different lens. Or not. Or not. Let's go break this thing. Alright, let's do this. So you'll notice that like the combat is in a way very samey, you know, like hit, roll, hit from behind, hit, roll. But each enemy is diverse enough that the way those simple moves need to be deployed. Hey, how do I get that? You know, it's variable enough, it's dynamic enough. And I think we saw that in games like Hollow Knight, where they literally had just kind of like one attack, or, you know, maybe like an up or down, left, right, but it was basically one attack. They didn't overdo it with, you know, all these different skills and... So how do I get that? So even pressing a button creates this effect just to let the player know they've pressed a button. Oh! Hell yeah. Let's go ride that again. This is great, look at that. Look at those effects. Oh, that's beautiful. So we've got the platform is kind of wobbling like that. We've got all these sparks coming out. The chain is wobbling. Oh man, that's beautiful. I'm gonna do that in some capacity in my own game. If you see me with an elevator that's kind of slamming down or up, know where I got it from. Sometimes I think there's like a secret. Well, I thought I was a boss at first, but it's a shop and I can't afford anything. Can we teleport out of here? Yeah, look, there's nothing down here. I didn't comment on the music in this game. It's got really, really nice music. I'll take these. So these primary weapons? I don't think so. Ah, look, it highlights. On the bottom left, as I walk over the items, they highlight what class they fall into. That's cool. Well, this is a bow, obviously, so yeah. Oh, that's like a compound. That's like an alien compound bow. Look at that. Oh, look at that background, man. Ah, that lighting. Like, check out this lighting coming through the trees. You can see the rays. Man, there's so much going on. In a good way. Bit of knockback even when I hit that door, just the player just kind of edged back. Yeah. Really. Oh, let's try this new. Yeah, that's powerful. Oh, I want to get that guy. So if you attack in the air, the bow kind of lets me stand in the air for a moment. But not that. That doesn't. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Minotaur Scroll. Updates your brutality or survival stat. Yes, please. So it's pretty much a variation of those scrolls that are littered around, but they've given it a new name. They called it a Minotaur Scroll, simply by giving it a new name, calling it, you know, the Minotaur Scroll. You know, it gives the illusion to the player that there's more depth. It's kind of like a very cheap, free way of adding more depth to the game. It's really cool. No knockback on arrows. If any of you know this game and have played it and know what this is, please let me know what this is. It seems strangely bit of innuendo here with the whole rub. It's like a genie lamp or something. It's got this kind of playful bounce to it. I don't know. Tickle. You know, rub, tickle. A lot of this, yeah, I don't know. game is premium, man. I'd like to know how many... Oh, geez, an elite? Oh, 2. And they're very hard hitting. Okay, so I better take this back and start pretty quickly. So they've used... how does he behave? Okay, so did he just grow? He grew. This guy just grew. As his health went down, he grew. So the question is this elite class mob smarter than his non-elite counterpart? Or is it just... Okay, so if you noticed, the original one has an evasive jump back too, but this one's doing it a lot quicker, a lot sooner. See? So everything is kind of heightened from his attack speed, his health. Just a character shot. Cool animation. I love that. It's like, whoosh. This permanent rune causes climbing vines to grow. Ah, yes. So this thing here. Ah, look. See, now I can use it. It's a very clever positioning of items. So look. Is it procedural? Maybe this first run is not procedural. See, with procedural, especially games like Spelunky, when they talk about procedural, it's not like every platform is procedural. What they're doing is they're creating blocks of level. Like you get a block, and that block might represent, you know, a staircase with, you know, maybe like a shaft or crevasse. And then they randomize the blocks more so than actual randomizing like terrain or stuff like that. So if you have enough of these blocks, then you can kind of look, put them into an array, and you can write down, you know, on paper as a developer, which blocks are compatible with which other blocks. And some may not be compatible, some might be. So you put them into pools of compatibility, and then you randomize those compatibility pools. So you get these variations on these blocks, like a puzzle essentially. But there are limitations with how far it goes. It's also nice that they put the items on the map, just to let you know where everything is. It's good. Look up. Ooh. So I'm literally just knocking the... I really do like hitting these doors because I'm doing it just for fun, basically. That's how much I enjoy it. I don't need to do it, I'm just doing it. And that's what you want. If as a designer, as a game designer, if you can get the player doing these kind of things just for fun, then you know you're onto a good thing. So we've got some platforming here. This is interesting. So up until now, this has very much been a side-scrolling combat game. There's been no real platforming to mention. But now we have... Oh, that was so close. We have platforming. I wouldn't call it difficult platforming, but yeah, it's platforming, you know? Which is nice. It just kind of breaks it up a little bit, you know? It shows a bit of... smash my hand on the table. It shows a bit of diversity in the experience. I'm just going to try to blaze through this level. I'm not spend too much time killing enemies that are just kind of a bit familiar. But you know, that is the nature of this game. Like, this is the game. You're encouraged to kill as many enemies as you can, because if you just kind of run past enemies, then you don't get cells. And if you don't get cells, you can't progress in the game. You can't unlock items. This guy's very fast. Look at my speed. Oh my god. Jeez, he hurts. I need a heal. Look at his speed. Oh wow. Hold on. I need to get up here. Wait, they can't jump, can they? Oh no! I forgot. You can phase shift. Alright, let me just finish this guy. Oh man, we're so close to hitting me. You can't cancel enemy attacks in this game. You know, in some games, if the enemy is telegraphing for a swipe, if you hit them, their attack animation will cancel and they'll go back to like a damage state. That's a choice as well. I've got a bit of that in my game, but I also mix it up depending on the enemy. You know, if it's like an elite enemy, you can't, but if it's just like a common enemy, you can. And you know, there's many different approaches. Requires a key. I like hitting this door. This the little details in this game, just the nuanced little animations, you know, like that door bouncing back. Oh, there was some stuff up there. And, you know, just this kind of foreshadowing of game objects, you know, and needing keys to come back, you know. So it's not just like a linear in the sense that, okay, we're at the end of the level, that's it, we're going to go back to the hub. No, you're going to come back, you're going to get the key, you're going to come back, and you will want to do that as a player, because unless you're getting these treasures, you're not progressing in the game. It's very important that you get these. Can this guy see me? Interesting. So look at this green guy. Just ignore this pink guy for a second. I'm just going to... he can't see me. Oh no, hold on. I believe there's a ray cast. I believe there's a ray cast coming out of his eye. And he can't see me. I'm slightly below the ray cast point. Wait, if I step here... yeah. So yeah, like, you know, if you work with Unity or Godot and these kind of programs, you'll be familiar with the ray casting, where you shoot the beam out of, you know, an enemy's eyes or player's eyes to detect other game objects. And I'm fairly sure, based on how that enemy was behaving, that he's got a ray cast coming right out of his eye point. And he literally cannot see you if you're a millimeter lower than that. And, you know, some game designers might say, well, that's not very realistic. You know, how can he not see me? He's like right there. But these are conventions that you dictate to the player. You can say, hey, look, if the enemy is just slightly above you, then, jeez, then he's not going to see you. Like, you know, these are rules that you can set as the programmer and game designer. So you don't have to like fall into this reality fallacy. I like that stuff, just little details, you know, like if you walk on wood. It's like a different type of sound. And there's not too much backtracking in this game. Thanks to these teleporters, you can always get around fairly quickly. So you don't have to worry about, oh my god, I have to, like, you know, crawl out of this cavern and find my way back. No, it's not the case. So they're very gracious with that, because they know, you know, players will get bored of that. Check this out. No throw animation. Just comes straight out of the chest. And is that a problem? Absolutely not. It just shows that you don't have to necessarily get too fancy with certain things, you know, like, sure, like, you know, I'm sure the animators thought, oh, maybe we should add a throw animation, but someone said, eh, do we really need it? That's I don't know about that. Like, you have a door with the button to open the door right in front of it. It's not like one of these elite doors. They could have at least sent me maybe over here, down here somewhere, maybe just unlock the door. Although that's maybe related to the procedural design. Maybe this position of this button gets kind of varies a little bit in respect to this door. It's almost pointless, you know, how you have this great door and then you can just kind of literally press a button in front of it. You might as well just keep it unlocked, you know. But this elevator is significant. You can see it's a very... Wow. Let's do that again. Oh, did you guys see that? There was a special item just out of view here. So watch as I ride up on the left. Take a look there. Secret zone discovered. So I've unlocked a few things. So technically, like, sure, secret zone, right? But in a sense, it was kind of normal game flow. Like, yeah, we saw an item, we went to get it. But they decided to call this a secret zone just to make the player feel they've found something unusual, they've gone out of their way. It's a bit of a reward, just a... to give the player a bit of a dopamine hit to say, hey, look, you've done something good. It's not just oh wow, can I land on my head? I don't know if I want to risk that. Let's roll the dice. I want to see. Oh my god, it does hurt me. Jeez. Wow. So if the elevator falls on your head, it hurts. Ramparts, here we go. What have I got here? I've got 20 cells. And look at that, like that was a pretty substantial run. You know, I killed pretty much every enemy in that game, in that level, more or less. And still, I'm pretty far away from getting the next general upgrade, which is like a second health flask. But not too far, you know, so you can almost kind of predict how many sessions you want. It will take you to unlock the next. So I think obviously health flask is important. So the mutations that we got when we transitioned from the previous level to this one stay with us. So this carries forward, so we become more and more powerful. Vengeance. I'm not really using any skills. So well, we've got a few. Look at this. Tactical mutation, survival. I'm not really parrying at this point. But you know what? I just want to go vengeance. I'm going to go brutality. But this is a very nice level. Let's see how it changes. I'm interested to see the level diversity. So we had, what was the first level? Like a sewer. The second one is kind of forest. Now we have these ramparts. Very vertical. Yeah, I mean, just this alone, going up here, already tells the player about the kind of verticality. Gives them a different feel of the flow. Now we're on top here. And I'm pretty sure I die just based on yeah, how that's positioned. These poor guys. Jeez. Whoa! What? This came out of nowhere. That stone. Oh, he's strong. He's strong. He's strong. So he's got like a phase 2, and they grow. That's clever. You know, he's bump them up by 1.3 scale, 1.3%. Unknown artifact. Wrench. Custom mode. I like these flags, they're really cool. Oh, okay, we've got a lot of guys here. They can't see me, look. They cannot see me. But if I jump a little bit, their ray cast might pick me up. And it's not because the enemy has edge detection, and the edge detection is taking priority over seeing me because the developers have programmed the enemies to say, hey, look, yes, I can see the player, but if I'm on an edge and I can't do anything about it, then what's the point of it? So I've got a new enemy here. This is very demonic. So what does he do? He just shoots that, does he? Oh, and it hurts a lot, and hurts a lot. You can shoot through a wall, so it's going to try to finish this guy. Okay, so you can stun lock these guys as long as you get close enough. And I've noticed that when you hit enemies, you kind of bounce back a little bit. Which watch this. See how I kind of. Oh no! Oh yes, I'm on the edge. That's good. That's lucky because I thought it might actually take me back to the start of the level. You know, that's actually what they're doing here is actually exactly what I do in my own game. When you fall down a crevasse, I take away one health heart, out of like a series, like 3 or 5, and it spawns you back on the ledge which you fell down. Yeah, so they made a similar decision, or the same decision. What's up there? It's a really cool background, like that. The theme diversity here is really cool, like just having this bright sunset. It's really nice. So I'm very close to losing here, so at this point I think I'm going to go survival. So I've increase my health ever so slightly. Oh, new enemy type, new enemy type. Oh, gee, what have I done? What have I... Oh, no! No! 13 cells. So it takes me back to the start. Yeah. And I've got nothing. What do I have to show for that run? Dead man's bag, 500, but no cells. Ah, so you see here, I've started to fill up these vials. The blood sword, that nail over there, the different blueprints, the different upgrades. So that's cool because, you know, as a player, it tells you like, wow, look at the depth of this game. Look how much more there is to play. Look at all these, look how many more vials you need to fill up. So there's, you know, it really tells you something about how much time you might play. Can't open it. I know what you've been up to. Oh yes, I know all your dirty little secrets. And I've been writing them down in my little book. That's what I do. You kill things, I take notes. What is this? Oh, so all my progress is being tracked. Cells lost, 18. Deaths, 2. Monsters. Tells you how many I've killed. Look at that. Wow. So they've got a dossier of every enemy I've killed, how many times I've killed them, how many times they've killed me. So you can just imagine the code firing behind the scenes every time you kill an enemy. You know, they're storing values against, you know, enemy types and just everything, you know. Look how many chests I've opened. Most gold obtainer once. This is really cool, you know. And, it just adds to that depth, you know. It just adds... Because you don't really know what kind of player you're going to run into. Like you might play to a particular genre, but every player is a bit unique. You know, like they want different things. Some want to have micro data. They want to see statistics on their play, where others, you know, care less for that stuff. This guy is not gonna talk to me. I like that animation. It's kind of, it's very fluid. Look at this door, what the hell? Let me try to open. That's cool. Yeah, so if you've played Rogue Legacy, you'll know at the start of the game there's like a big door. And this is a really great foreshadowing mechanism where you've got this massive door that you're telling the player, hey, you're going to be going through this door at some point in this game, so get ready for that. You know, it's something to look forward to, something that the player wants to kind of aspire to unlock. So that's pretty much it, guys. And I just wanted to say, you know, Merry Christmas. Thanks to all of you who have been watching and supporting my channel over the past year. I really appreciate it, guys. And yeah, like the channel has grown a lot, and I can't be happier. So I want to thank you all, and I want to wish you all a very Merry Christmas. I hope you and your families are safe and have a very fun Christmas break. And I'll see you all fresh in the new year. Signing out for 2021. Bye for now.